Hello, everyone.
19-year-old New Jersey native John Tolkin. Tolkin has been something of a revelation, the player who's brought fight to the New York backline.
I think my earliest memories of kicking a ball, at least, was right here in Chatham. Each kid's assigned to like a different MLS team, actually. And my first team was Colorado Rapids. And I don't think I still have the shirt, but that was my first. I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, ever since then, I kind of just wanted to keep playing.
I always tell a story about a very dear friend of ours whose father was visiting from Ohio. I guess he was in probably, J-My was in 6th or 7th grade, and the dad had never seen him play before, and he was making comments, you know, this kid's got something. And we had a long talk after that, and he said, be careful, because you're going to get caught up into this whole thing, and it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be worth it.
Knowing what Ironbound offered, I thought it would be great. The competition would be great. The coach there was great. I knew him from coaching against him with my older son, and I had watched them play at a few tournaments, and I thought it was the next step up from Chatham United, maybe bring him a little bit outside of his comfort level. And we figured, why not give it a try?
Yeah, I think like all little kids do, they don't like to agree with their parents. And I said no immediately, I think I can remember I said no, because I just didn't want to leave my friends at home. I remember I cried, telling everybody I was going to leave. It was a really sad day. But yeah, my dad talked some sense into me. I think my mom did too. That it was probably better to move on. Yeah, it was a lot better competition. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I think that's normal with everybody. And over time, yeah, I just became buddies with the guys in the team, and it was like my next team, my next family, and that's just how it is, I guess, in the soccer world, and it was a good move.
We saw the progress that he was making. We saw that he was loving it, enjoying it. He seemed to want the challenge, and you know, you're kind of looking at it, we need to take the next step, take the next challenge. And again, you know, it was a huge commitment, a much bigger commitment time-wise for him, with school, juggling everything. So again, as the mom, you always get worried about those sides of things, looking at that and saying, can he handle this? But up until that point, he had proved that he could. And I think it was one of those, let's try it and see how it goes. And you kind of felt like, we kind of need to do this and see what happens.
Going back a few years, we obviously saw J-My, went to Ironbound, spotted him there, and then we brought him in. And it really didn't take long. It was probably, you know, within the first couple of years, we all start to look at players and who's really starting to separate themselves from the rest. J-My was always one of those players that just kept the game simple. You know, he was a player that you would want to play with on the field because he basically did what he was supposed to do at the right times in terms of connecting with teammates. But it was probably, you know, in those first couple of years, you said, you know, this kid does have something special. And from there, you know, it's really up to the players at that point. How far do they take it? And he just continued to get better year after year. And, you know, by the time he'd gotten a few years older, gotten himself in the mix with the U.S. national team, you know, that obviously took him to a whole other level. And then, you know, once he'd gotten to the 17s and even getting pushed up to the 19s, it was clear that he was ahead.
As a boy, he was always a great athlete, you know, a tremendous athlete in everything he did. And, you know, when he started really getting involved more deeply into soccer, you know, I remember really early on in his early teens, just going to a game and just see how technically advanced he was. His passing skills, his decision making. It was really an eye-opener to me after just seeing him play casually and then into the academy. It was really, really amazing. And I thought he definitely had a chance to do something special here.
To be completely honest, you might not like this answer. I never really realized it. It's just playing for fun, to be honest. It's kind of always what I've done. I always try not to think about it too much. It's, you know, it's just you kicking an inflated ball around. Obviously, there's times where you're taking it seriously when you're on the field, but yeah, from an outsider, they might think it's some intense thing, but to me, it was kind of just more for fun. I think when you enjoy the game, that's when you play the best, and to not think about it too much. But don't take away from, I was actually being serious when I was playing, but having fun as well.
You know, obviously, I keep coming back to as a mom what we want, but you know, I probably had a different path in my head for him, but I knew he wanted it, and you know, I had to support it, and I'm obviously glad we did. But it was pretty surreal being there and watching him sign and kind of saying, okay, this is it, this is starting.
You know, there was a lot of conversations with friends at dinner, family. Are we making the right decision? Are we not making the right decision? But, you know, ultimately, we made the right decision, and he made the most of it. And we're excited where the journey is right now and where it hopefully goes. But we still take it one day at a time.
I don't think my family knows this, but we used to go to games sometimes. I would be sitting there and be like, it'd be pretty cool to play here one day. I always thought I could, I just never thought I would. I think a lot of people can relate to that maybe. I think that's what it's all about, when you can play for the team 20 minutes away from you. You know, I grew up watching them when I was younger. I wouldn't want to start off anywhere else, you know. That's the dream for like a younger kid, and for me to be able to do it. Yeah, it still hasn't hit me, I guess, but I'm sure when I'm older it will. And I'll realize those opportunities don't come across often, I guess you could say. And I'm lucky to be home. I have my lovely family, my lovely girlfriend Madison, my coach, Coach Paul, around the corner, all the resources I need. Yeah, so I'm really grateful, and I realize how grateful I am after seeing all these guys come around the world. You know, they have to leave their families, send money home to their families. So it really humbles you, and yeah, I'm really lucky.